Did somebody say WeeaBoots? Because I think I just heard someone say WeeaBoots.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the WeeaBoots podcast. Today we've got with us Jay.
Yep.
From Halcyon.com. Bob.
I'm here.
And Jeff from...
I'm so tired.
Jeff, why are you so tired?
I'm always tired. It's like 10:30 or something.
Jeff, that anime we were watching was super exciting.
Yeah, it had like dungeons and girls.
No, we watched the good one yesterday.
Hey, you guys,
Spoilers, Jeff.
You watched an episode of that one today, though.
True.
So the two
But they
animes
don't
we're
know which one we
reviewing.
watched today.
True.
Two animes we're reviewing. Bob, what are the titles?
There's Food Wars and Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?
Okay, and I may sound a little bit different because I'm lying on the bottom of Bob's kitchen because I fucked up my back. I'm sitting in a chair goddamn
I
hard.
was wondering if we were going to lampshade the fact that you're crippled at the moment.
Oh, we're totally fucking doing that because, man, that is the only way this audio quality is acceptable.
Right?
One thing worth noting, most of these animes are JC staff. That's kind of the theme for this episode.
Yeah. Like you're like most, even though it's just two. And
Oh, no,
you
he
know.
said both.
Oh, he said both. Okay, they said most.
He
I
has
heard
that
most
THS
of it.
Yeah,
thing.
okay.
Yeah. So, which one are we going to talk about first, guys? I say we talk about Is It Wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
There's less to say.
So who made this?
This is made by, like we just said, JC staff for the animation, but the original creator is Fujino Omori. Okay. And it's originally a light novel.
And this is his first work.
Yep, it's first his work. And the director...
Hey, real quick. Bob,
What's up?
did you share this document with me?
No.
You should share this document with me. Okay, so apparently my apps have decided that I don't get to read that document because I'm stuck on an Android phone at the moment. But hey, Jeff. You should read the credits and stuff for this anime.
Okay, like this. Food Wars. Yoshitomo Yone.
Well, we're not doing Food
We're
Wars.
doing the other one.
So then, no, not like that at all. The other one involving dungeons and picking up girls.
Okay, I don't... What am I saying?
Bob, where did you leave off?
We're on director now.
Director. Yoshiki Yamakawa. Who
What-
did...
yeah, what else does
Yeah,
that
that's
person
the
do?
director. I forgot to say that part.
Oh, okay.
The director is Yoshiki Yamakawa, who did Little Busters.
Has
Hots-
anyone seen that?
Yes.
Was it good?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was...
Little Busters?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't as good as other key...
Yeah, I dropped that off after, I think, 3 episodes, so I don't know if it actually, like... It was alright from what I had seen.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad by any means, but just compared to their other work, it was pretty subpar.
I hope everyone enjoys the
Now, are you saying
shotgun
subpar,
sound
like
of
even
me,
compared to Air?
drinking
Because
wine.
I didn't like Air, man. Air was
Air
a clusterfuck.
The only good thing about Air was the whole Gao Gao Stegosaurus shirt thing.
That was
I
pretty great.
thought the aunt was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Like that was like the
You know
ones that
how
were
many
great.
people I heard mention the Gao Gao Stegosaurus thing? 1 billion. You know how many people who I've heard mention the aunt? 0.
Well,
Until you just
obviously
now.
they're all faggots, and they need to get on my level.
They need to get on my aunt craving level.
Right? Yeah. Seriously.
No,
Aunt
I don't
Con.
think that's the case.
So what other animes has this guy directed?
Oh yeah.
Hatsukoi Limited, which I have no idea what that is.
Bob, come on, you
I
watch
haven't
every
heard of that one.
bullshit, Bob. You watch every anime. Don't you dare cop out on us now.
I
Doctor-
don't know that one. I hadn't seen Little Busters either.
I used to
Listen
think you
here,
were cool.
Dr. Anime Hatton. We know you have gone through the entire timeline of anime, forward and backward.
Okay, and you also did Kill Me Baby. There.
I did see that one.
I don't
Okay.
know what that is either.
I kind of liked it. It's about this assassin in a regular school classroom, and it's a goofy thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So. All right. That's all the important information. Hey Dan, explain what the hell this anime was about.
So this anime is about a stereotypical town that you would see in an RPG, where there are a bunch of warriors and they go into the dungeon. It's kind of like Azure Dreams in that way. But the cool thing here is that each warrior has a goddess and is part of a clan called a familia who serves that goddess. and they go down and kill stuff and bring back money for the familia and the goddess and whatever. And our main character's a lame ass, and
But
he
he's
has
so
a goddess.
pretty.
What?
He's so pretty. That's his good point. Is everyone
Like-
just talks about how pretty he is.
Yeah, he is rather skilled. Like, if you think about it, he's like rather skilled in general. But he lives in a shithole with his familia or with his goddess, and he's the only person in her familia. So he's just running down there to get her money, and it's kind of sad. And there's this awesome person. I can't remember her last name, but you guys are looking at the thing, and it's like Wallenstein.
Yeah, Wallenstein.
Wallenstein. And because Japan, it sort of sounds like Ballenstein when they say it. And that's fucking hilarious.
Well,
but
she
it
is
ain't.
pretty ballin', I guess.
Yeah, she's hella ballin'. Did you see that outfit? She was like Zero Suit Samus.
And she
She's-
seems to have like the aloofness of I can't remember her name. The girl from The Pet Girl of Sakuroso, which I don't think any of you watched.
I
did you?
watched it.
Oh, what was her name?
I think she was. Oh man, I can't think of it right now. But it
Okay,
doesn't
so-
matter.
Yeah, it
moving
really
on.
doesn't matter.
Moving on from
But I
whatever
mean,
the
like,
fuck
she
you could
had,
even call
like,
that.
the same she had like some weird little like head tilts and stuff because it hasn't really gotten too much into about her yet.
Yeah, it doesn't
But she
seem like.
seemed to have like a little bit of airheadness to her, even though she's really skilled with her sword.
Wallenstein?
Yeah,
You think?
just like some of the movements she was doing.
She
She was blowing off her goddess a lot, though. Just like clearly knew, hey, she's trying to basically rape me. I should
Yeah.
not stick around.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, in any case. So yeah, that is this anime. And the main character has a special skill that most people don't, which is the stronger he has a connection or desire for someone, the stronger he gets. And that specific someone in this case is the Wallenstein chick.
Is that what the skill is? It wasn't
Yeah.
specifically towards her.
It was specifically towards Wallenstein because he made that connection with her the day he got that skill. It's
Okay.
dumb. But
Yeah.
you know, I Bob, what did you think about this anime?
I think it's all right. I kind of enjoyed it. I mean, it plays on the RPG tropes very heavily, but it like makes them. It doesn't even attempt to make them more realistic. It literally is, oh yeah, you kill a monster, they explode into a diamond, and you bring that into the town and trade it in for money.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's straight up, like, yeah, they talk about, like, what levels he's at and, like, what skills he's ranked up, so it is just
And stat
blatantly...
numbers too.
Yeah.
And I mean, the goddess, the way it works is she like just can print him a stat sheet basically by looking
Yeah.
at his back.
Yeah, which makes this like an amazingly great plot for a video game. But as an anime, it's a couple notches down of just being, oh, that's funny, I guess.
Yeah, it's
Like it works that they aren't taking it super seriously.
right. I was kind of
appreciate
worried
that.
this was going to be either one super pervy or two really dark, but it didn't seem to go in either of those directions. So I'm kind of enjoying it because of that. It's all very lighthearted.
Yeah, so Jay, what did you think of this anime?
Honestly, like, it's really hard for me to, like, really voice an opinion, because it's like it wasn't really standout-ish, it wasn't terrible, it was just, like, I was kind of just bored while watching it, but it wasn't, like, offensively stupid. The whole kind of meta thing with the JRPG elements, I was like, oh, that's kind of cute, but then it's like, you know, I don't know, that gimmick kind of lost its appeal after, like, I think the first episode, and I don't think that was really enough to carry it. And yeah, honestly, like, I was just kind of meh the entire way through, and by episode 4 I pretty much completely checked out. I was just like, whatever, I know what this anime is, this 4th episode isn't going to change my opinion of it. So yeah, it's just like, it seems very forgettable. I imagine within a year I won't even remember that I've seen it. Like half of the shit that I've watched for WeeaBoots. That's definitely by no means the worst thing I've seen for WeeaBoots.
No, and that's something I was very quick to bring up with
Yeah.
it. Like that This is a lot better than a lot of the absolute worst things we've watched.
Yeah, like, I
it's
mean-
way better than Arsland.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, as far as, like, fantasy anime goes, like, it was definitely better than Arslan, because Arslan was drier than fucking burnt toast. So,
Yeah.
like, at least this had, like, a little bit of personality and flair to it.
And
Though,
also the
goddamn, the bitches in this show were obnoxious.
Yeah, but at least the characters aren't paper thin and super obviously telegraphed being evil. Like,
Yeah.
there are a couple characters where I think it was really just one so far by episode 4 that was like, oh, this person's clearly a shyster, but it's not like some overly important thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, in any case, yeah, there are some pretty obnoxious people in this, and I feel like by episode 4 they tuned it down enough where I can tolerate it. I feel like the first and second episode with the goddess, which we have the name of the goddess up there, the main one. Hestia.
Hestia, yeah.
Hestia.
Lowly big boobs.
Yeah, lowly big boobs. Yep.
Hey,
She's
yeah,
called
that's what
in
they
the
called
series.
her.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, she's kind of annoying in the first 2 episodes, but past that, she gets a little bit better about it. Here's the weird thing: there aren't too many animes that aren't great, like just downright fucking like great to incredible, like 9 and 10s that I would watch a lot of. But I feel like this is one. Like I would totally sit down and watch a whole season of this. I think it's a rather enjoyable watch, and I like that it's not trying to be super serious, and its universe is at least unique in that, like, not too many medieval fantasy sort of animes, like, that sort of thing, carry themselves in this way. It is a lot of super dry or incredibly stupid, like Slayers, where they're going for it. Is Jay giving me the stink eye?
No, he's not. I'm surprised.
I mean, fuck you, Dan, but I mean...
But
Slayers.
Slayers is going for dumb, like a lot of the time.
I mean, it totally
right,
is.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I'm saying,
so I thought you were trying to put it on Lost Universe levels or anything.
Okay.
Because, you're laying on the kitchen floor, and there ain't shit you could do to stop you from beating your ass.
Yeah, there is. I can throw this camera at you. You know how heavy this is?
I don't think, you're back in the condition that's in you.
Oh, no, I lie flat on the ground and just toss.
Yeah, Dan, throw your $1,000 worth of equipment at me.
Yeah, and then I take your vehicle because you're dead. In any case, Lost Universe is shit. Slayers is goofy. What I'm trying to establish, though, is that this has a rather unique tone to it. Not a huge amount of things are this exact mix of, like, I'm clearly an RPG, but I'm not a video game, .hack.
Yeah, there isn't that extra layer of, oh yeah, this is actually a game. No, it's
Which would, that would ruin it.
right.
Yeah, though Belle does kind of just show up in, generic, fantasy game armor by, episode 4?
4, he's just strapped to the teeth and fucking, I look like I was a I look like I was a B character, .hack.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that,
Yeah.
because all the intros and outros have his regular outfit, and that new one is really lame.
It is super fucking lame.
Honestly, episode 4 is the only one I really just didn't like very much.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's definitely the weakest so far.
Yeah, it had that, and it also had the character who is obviously a thief and has this really weird thing where the characters seem to stop recognizing her when she has her hood off. It was weird.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I thought this was an alright series. I don't know what I would give it out of 10. Probably like 7.5. How about you guys, Bob? What would you give it out of 10?
I mean,
Okay, so Jay?
somewhere between 7 and 8, thereabout.
Okay.
Wow.
Like,
So-
I enjoy it. It's,
Jesus Christ, though, but, alright.
Yeah, as I said, I gave it a 7.5, and, same thing. Like, it's enjoyable. It's got a relatively unique tone. The jokes are funny. The universe is kind of interesting, with the gods and familias and stuff. I'm sure by about halfway through, they could easily fucking ruin that tone.
yeah, totally. They could just go off the deep end and be like, oh yeah, we're super dark.
And then he gets an abortion!
Whoa!
So, Jeff.
Wait, he?
Yeah?
So, Jeff, how do you feel?
Eh.
Now, is that out of 10 or out of 10?
6?
Okay.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Jay?
I don't care.
Like, I would say probably a 6 at most. Like, yeah, that'd be like my high score for this. I'm like, because it was just bland, and I mean, like, yeah, it had like those kind of those elements that you were talking about that made it a little bit different. But I'm like, I felt like it was just too little. Like, it didn't really fully capitalize on it, and it could have done a lot better. And the whole thing just kind of came off as boring to me. I mean, like I said, it's not offensive. It's not like offensively stupid or anything. It doesn't necessarily do anything wrong. It's just I was just bored by it. So I mean, it just could just be with me. It's just my taste. It just didn't like gel with me.
Gotcha. Okay, any other comments you guys wanted to bring up about this anime other than, hey, the outro looks like shit?
Sucked dick.
The intro sucked dick and the outro looked like shit.
Yeah, like the friggin' intro, like they played it as the outro for the first episode, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a fairly serviceable outro. That's fine. Like, it's decently animated and stuff for an outro. Damn, And then the next episode rolls around and
they play it as the intro.
Yeah, like you saw me. Just no, god damn it! Don't fucking tell me that is the intro. And it was, and it's just like, no, that is not passable as a goddamn intro. It was barely animated. That song was garbage. It was boring. Like, cause you're gonna watch like some sort of swords and sorcery fantasy adventure series. You want something kind of high energy to really get you in the mood for that, and it's like, nope, not even gonna deliver on that at all. Like,
yeah, I mean, even aside from the song, which your tone you're asking for makes a lot more sense for a self-serious high fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I didn't really mind the song. Like, it was forgettable as fuck and not that great.
I don't know, it was just really soft.
But the intro itself was visually like low quality and just kind of bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then the outro was even worse, which is expected. Like, yeah. It's like, oh, they're chibi, so you can't notice this is really bad animation. I'm like, the hell I can't.
I was honestly okay with the outro because it was chibi. I know it's bad animation, but I don't know. I like the style to it.
Yeah, but then, like, the fluidity of the motion was jarring because they, like, did a shit job of animating the chibi. It was terrible.
Yeah, they weren't supposed to look good.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Honestly, like, the outro I thought was passable because it's an outro. Whatever. Like, no one gives a shit about outros.
I give a shit about outros.
Nobody gives a shit about outros.
I give a shit about outros.
Stop giving a shit about outros, Dan.
I'm giving shit about outros right now, and you can't even punch me.
Half the time I care about the intros and outros more than the actual show.
I know last week was Battle Blockade Battlefront.
Yeah, like that was a... But that was amazing. Yeah, that was a stellar friggin' outro.
Battle Blockade Battlefront?
Blood Blockade Battlefront.
Okay.
3B! Okay. But you were saying that intro was awesome?
No, that outro was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
like the intro was good, but like that outro was fantastic for 3B.
That was the super jazzy one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was all the
dancing, yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
Like, yeah. I don't think we'll get on the tops of that for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with that statement just because of the part where he's like saying the words and the dude's tapping his feet to the beat, like, with the dance. Like, that's fucking really top notch.
Yeah. So, have we already run out of things to say about this anime?
Yeah, there's really not a lot you want to say about it. I feel like, yeah, we described the core of what it's about.
Yeah.
And from there, you just get into spoilersy things that don't really help your understanding of the show.
Yeah.
I like that there's a collection of these fucking gods and goddesses. Like, they're just having this large conference, and they're all just shitheads to each other.
That was one of the elements I actually enjoyed. I guess I should,
I guess they weren't all shitheads to each other.
Oh yeah, they weren't. But it's like I don't know. Like,
but I like that like gossipy bitch atmosphere.
Yeah.
That they had with the gods, because I think that's accurate to old mythology. You know. Where it's just like, and then Loki and some other gods were hanging out, and they're just like, man, fuck that person. Like, I thought that was really cool. And yeah, I want to see more of that in the series, definitely. So hopefully going forward, there's more of that. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I want to say. How about you, Bob?
Yeah, I don't really have anything else. I mean, it's a simple series, and you might like it. It went around the internet for a while with the Hestia has a ribbon around her boobs, and that became pretty popular.
Is it really around? Because I feel like it's just underneath.
Okay, I guess underneath.
Because she has the cloth over her boobs, and then she has a ribbon that goes underneath her boobs. It goes in her underboob. And the other boob, the underboob. But yeah, it's all right. I like it. But let's go ahead and move on to Food Wars. Hey guys, I'm in here now. And I'm standing because I can't sit. Because that's not how that works anymore. So in any case, Food Wars is an anime we watched. The director is, hey Bob, you say the director's name.
Yoshitomo Yone Tani?
There we go.
Tani, yeah.
Nurse Witch Komugi, which is no AV. I always want to say OVA.
Honestly, both are accurate.
I know, but like...
I mean, I always say OVA. I don't care how the hell they spell it. I always say OVA.
Original animation video is just as stupid as original video animation.
Yep.
Tiger and Bunny, the movie, The Rising.
Right.
And Brigadoon, which sounds more like an onomatopoeia than a TV series. The animation is done by JC Staff, which we already mentioned, which you might know from amazing animes such as Excel Saga, Slayers, Orphan, and Shakugan no Shana. I have not seen Shakugan.
It's not good.
Fuck him. Dan, fuck him.
Do you just disregard his opinion, or
Yeah.
do you just want to see us get it on?
Both?
Are those mutually exclusive?
I guess not.
All right. Awesome.
Okay. In any case, the original creator, this is Shun Saeki, which this is her first work, and Yuto Tsukura. There we go. Which the story is also this person's first work. So this is like fresh.
Right, this is a new Shonen Jump anime. Crazy, right?
It's based on a manga, right?
Yeah.
And manga running in Shonen Jump.
That's right.
Just making sure. So this is a really fucking dumb food cooking anime that's amazing and over the top bullshit, and much like Yakitate, but even more shonen.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
The main character's name is Soma Yukihira. Soma Yukihira. And they got red hair, and they're an anime character. There you go. Kind of a Goku.
Food Gara.
Yep. Is the god tongue's name really Erina?
Yeah, that's what it said.
Okay. Gotcha. So in any case, there's Erina. Sorry, the reason why I had to clarify is because in the other anime, there was a person called Aina. So Erina without the R. So I had to check on that. So in any case, Erina Nakiri is the god tongue who works at this extremely prestigious college. Food college.
Hey, food high school.
Technically food high school, yeah. I'm going for that. But clearly, this ain't no normal high school.
Right, no.
This is some
shonen high school.
shonen anime high school where people go to cook amazingly. And she is like one of the top pupils there despite being a second year student.
First year.
First year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's first year.
Oh, okay. In any case, Soma's sugoi as fuck, and he's working in his dad's awesome little cafe thing, a little diner. And his dad's like, oh, fuck you. I'm going to disappear out of your life for 2 to 3 years. Go here and be a badass, or you'll never step out of my shadow as a man. His dad's very to the point. So,
Yeah.
and then he just leaves. And it's his.
But he pays for his his high school.
That's true. He pays for the money dollars and makes it at all possible to do that.
Right.
And then leaves his son to climb the ranks here at this food college.
Yep.
High school.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone remember the name of the place?
Oh.
Something tea house something.
Good job, Jeff.
Anything Jeff said was right.
No, tea house was
Yeah,
definitely
Tea House is in it.
Okay. So we're going to call it the food high school. So the food high school is ridiculous as fuck. We're talking, if you've seen Kill la Kill, that shot of the way to the high school or whatever, that incredibly huge hill with all the buildings that is ornate as fuck. Just add more forests.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
on top of a mountain and has a pagoda tower at the top
Yeah.
of it in the
It's got
in the
ridiculous-
clouds. It's so high.
Got freaking
Yeah.
what looks like an astrology lab and shit. Like, it's so ridiculous looking.
It's pretty cool. So he cooks food, and he cooks food awesomely. And hey, somebody other than me, go.
Yeah,
Synopsize.
basically, anytime he cooks something, the characters have absurd reactions. Normally, he's feeding them to females, and they basically have some orgasm.
Okay, to be fair, everyone seems to have orgasms though. Like even the guys. Like that's the one thing I would say is fair about this anime is like oh, they're being exploited by having the women have orgasms, but then like the guys and they're like oh, it just
And they're covered in honey.
yeah,
Right?
it's just like so they are just as explicit and just erotic
I
for the
mean-
guys, and it's hilarious.
In the first episode, we saw 3 dudes naked and only 1 chick. So
Right?
there you go.
Right. There was a like
the fourth
the first meal the first dish he has to like cook is this thing that has amazing meat juices. So it just shows like all the guys with juices being sprayed up their butts and them being
yeah,
really
like all over
excited
their
about it.
like all over their crotches, just spraying everywhere as their clothes explode. And yeah, it's just it's like a that same vein of yakitate where they would eat the bread and huge exaggerated expressions
But
from it.
clearly way more etchy.
Yeah,
you know?
it's way more exploitive. And thing is though, like I typically hate fan service animes. Like once the fan service kicks in, I'm always just like, I always feel like it's just distracting,
Yeah.
and it's like it's substituting something, but like this is one of those cases where it's like it kind of hits that same level that High School of the Dead did, where it's so over the top stupid that like I can't be angry at it because it's actually making me laugh. Like I'm not like I get like maybe some people are gonna get aroused by it maybe, but like to me it's just fucking hilarious because it just goes so over the top with it. And the fact that it is like that kind of equal opportunity with both the guys and the girls just kind of makes it that much funnier.
I guess to be fair, it was really 2 females in the first episode and 3 guys.
Oh right,
Yeah.
because they had the
Because
Right.
he fed another person his age peanut butter covered squid, and the taste was so foul that it was like being molested
Yeah.
by squid. And then they showed that.
Yeah.
And then she was like, ugh.
Oh yeah, it even showed like a very obvious shot that were
Of
the
tentacle
tentacles
rings.
Yeah.
inserting into her.
But
Yeah.
then in the next angle, it's not in her. It's
Yeah.
like around her thighs, but it's like, but that last shot showed,
Yeah.
oh well, dodging those sensors, I guess.
right.
But yeah, like it was.
The anime seems to like tentacles. He seems to feed a lot of people to various tentacles.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just always has some dried squid on him.
Or calamari or something.
Yeah, like this anime was so much better than the other one. like I am thoroughly enjoying the hell out of this series. Like I am looking forward to the next episode.
Jeff, what did you think about Food Wars, the anime you watched 4 episodes of? And I can prove because we have video evidence. No. Yes, we're always recording you in Bob's
But I
living
was
room.
naked.
Well, yeah, I
That
mean, you're
was
watching
our
it.
special naked anime time.
Oh, I love it though. I mean, it is fan servicey, but I don't mind fan service because I don't really get aroused by it or anything like that. So to me, it's just kind of like, oh, it's anime. There's the fan service.
Right.
Check that box.
And in this,
Yeah.
it's like so over the top that it can almost be seen as like,
Yeah, like
Like
even though
a
there's
joke.
like a very sexual,
Motif.
yeah, there we go. Thank you. It's not done in a way to where like they want you to be aroused by it. It's kind of just like this is how much they love the food. Like they're
Yeah.
practically just having food gasms, and then
Yeah.
they animated it, and then it's anime, so it looks like sex.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's hilarious. I don't know.
Also, okay,
Fizzles
I like
out,
to
that's
say
it.
this, like, this is so much better than Gourmet Girls Graffiti by a huge margin. Because, like, okay, Bob, I remember when we were watching Gourmet Girls, and you were saying it's like, you were basically giving Gourmet Girls a pass because, like, well, it's a food anime. like so you're like you like dropped like your standards for it because like it was about food, so like like as if for some reason like a food anime couldn't be that good anyhow, even though we've seen Yakitate.
No, I mean that's not at all what that insinuates. That insinuates that I really like food, and I will enjoy animes that are about food.
Check it out.
Okay.
It is just blatantly Bob has a fetish.
Okay.
And he has a weakness when it comes to that. Of like,
Okay.
if you just end your first episode of your anime with somebody putting it in someone else's ass, I'm sure Jeff will also be a huge fan.
Like, honestly, so.
I don't know how I should take that.
In your ass, I believe is what he just said.
All right, guys, welcome to the WeeaBoots gangbang.
Today we're going to talk about how we're going to do Soma from Food Wars. I like his spiky hair. Can you work that into something? But yeah, I understand, Bob, that you like food, so you saw the food and Gourmet Girl, and you're like, it is watchable because of this. But it really didn't do that for me. I really, really enjoy this. And I love food shit. It's just like as I said in the review we did of that one, it was like it didn't go into the science. This hella goes into the science.
Yeah, this
that's
is
really awesome.
Right, that puts the science stuff right at the forefront.
And it's just like, hey, you know where that umami flavor comes from? It comes from these things, which are very preservable, and I worked them into the recipe in this manner, and blah blah blah. And it's really great like that.
Yeah,
like, this anime is really, really good.
It even takes note of like, oh well, pineapples have a short shelf life, so I don't want to keep a lot of those around, but this will work as a substitute. And it was like, that's really neat that you would go that far.
Through,
they put a lot of thought into like their food science, and I don't know how accurate it is, but they convinced me.
At least one episode or one time per episode, they have that moment, when he cooks a dish, and they do all those explanations and stuff, and it's really great when they do that, and I'm glad it's just like every single episode's doing it. Food Wars is also, as we've been saying, kind of sort of very funny. Like, it's hilarious. Like, I think this is one of the funnier animes we've watched on WeeaBoots. I don't know.
Yeah.
I liked oh man, what was it? I like Nozaki-kun and also Barakamon. And I think those are funnier. Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I need to go back and watch Nozaki-kun because I don't know which one's funnier now.
Oh man, like I would definitely say this is.
At some point, you kind of get numb to tentacles.
Okay, if you got numb to tentacles,
I run an anime review podcast, Jay from Halcyon.com. I don't know how you aren't numb to tentacles.
You have to do a lot of research for this.
Well, I haven't obviously been molested by enough tentacles to be numbed by them yet, so.
Oh,
I feel like
I still have functioning nerve endings.
Of this show though is a little bit different, just because it's based on like it's funny because you understand anime. I don't think anyone else like.
Oh yeah,
even someone that just started watching anime would probably be really turned off by this. I think, just because of its sheer brazenness when it comes to the
tentacles.
Yeah,
that was like what's in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's. Definitely one of those things that, like, you need to kind of been into anime for a while to not be like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
I think that's accurate. And the weird thing was this wasn't picked up by Funimation.
Yeah.
Right.
And that kind of pisses me off.
Does that mean there'll be no Blu-ray release?
Oh, it will. I guarantee you. Like, this is probably gonna be one that Sentai picks up, so the dub won't be as good, but it will get a Blu-ray release at very least. Yeah, because this looks like something that they would totally dub and something that they would totally put on Blu-ray.
Who knows? Even by the
to know how bad an English dub of food porn can be.
Now I'm just imagining the Filipino dub of all those like cartoons and anime, like that tier.
The Malaysian dub of DBZ.
Yeah.
Big green.
Yep. Oh, it's so great. But yeah, no, like this is a really good combination of having a good structure for the series and it not just being random faffing every episode.
Yeah.
And also being funny and also being scientific. Like, it's that really, really good combination of those three that I really appreciate in anime. So I think this week I kind of won out. You know, I got one anime I would really like to watch more of, and another one that was really, really great.
I wish I could have said that, but all right, you know.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, like, all I can say is, like, at least because, like, Food Wars is probably the funniest show I've done for WeeaBoots thus far. Like, I mean, I loved Barakamon, but, like, Barakamon had, like, one joke that was ridiculously hilarious, and then every other joke was just really solid. Like, Food Wars kept me super engaged every single episode that I watched, and every joke really hit for me. And it's like as Jeff would say, it's just so brazen, and just it does not pull any punches with just how absurd it wants to be.
I just worry that the sort of hyperbole with food thing will really just stop being funny at some point.
I've watched 69 episodes of Yakitate.
Well, see, that's the thing. Me too. But, like, I worry that past that and this continuing on long enough, it'll just really break down. Because they kind of went into the same territory with a lot of it so far, even of just being like, now he's covered in honey. Now they're getting sprayed in the orifices with the sauces. Like,
right.
It's always them naked, covered in sauces. Except for the couple times it was
the old woman,
Erina being like attacked by bees, main character.
Yeah.
So speaking of naked people, can we bring up the second year, I believe he was?
Oh God,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Oh, yes. And that's how you know it's fair. The exploitation is on both ends.
Yes.
Lol. There's an elite cook who is a number of the elite 10 of
Number
cooks at
7,
this
I believe.
high school. And yeah, he's number 7. And his shtick is that he cooks in an apron that says Kuma Bear on it, and it's peach colored and has a picture of a cute little bear head. And that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
else. He's
Yeah.
just naked.
Yeah, so you get to see like his rippling, lean back muscles and his ass.
Just jiggling at people.
No, there's no jiggle to that. That is
It literally said jiggle jiggle on screen.
Okay. I don't know. I was saying he had a pretty rock solid ass.
Oh, I know,
he
but he was shaking. He was shaking it
That
at
was
people,
a
and it was
pretty
like
tight
jiggle,
little
jiggle.
anime booty.
Right? Like seriously, like
Jeff, I'm gonna need you to say that again so I can use that in the future. Could you just repeat what you just
That
said?
was a tight little anime booty.
Thank you. I'm just gonna give him that.
It was like even whenever he would walk, you would see his butt cheeks
just
sliding together. It was so good.
They put so much effort into him.
Yeah, they really did.
Yeah.
And then the part whenever he was whispering to all the other girls through the
Yeah.
Oh,
He's like,
just
hey.
hey, I got food here. If you want to come eat some, it's just me all by myself.
yeah.
She's just like cowering in the corner of her room.
She's like, please stop. If I don't answer him, he'll keep doing it every 2 minutes.
Yeah, like I'm curious though to see like where this is, because they've already set up like this really cool situation where it's like this guy's already like a super badass in his field, and it's like, oh wait, they've already set up like a rival character for him, and there are like these higher tiers of character that he may actually have to overcome. Honestly, it's just like the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX of food. It's just, kid who's totally badass at this thing goes to an elite academy for it, and it's just super impressive, but then has like the handful of like top tier rivals that he has to overcome.
Something weird. Sorry, Jeff. You can say. Well, never mind. You go ahead. I have a better short-term memory.
Yeah, mine's awful. I have a probably my biggest gripe with the show is the shonen aspect of it. I think like how you're bringing up how there's a culmination of.
There's a structure and
Yeah.
an arc that's clearly painted out in the beginning.
Yeah, like there's going to be people like that he has to use as stepping stones to get to the top. But there's never really any fruition to that, save like, here's my 30-second cooking scene where I'm just chopping everything up real quick and being awesome, and then they love the food. And then, that's all it's been so far. There hasn't been really any
Now
sort of...
check this out. Now for every shonen series, aside from Yu Yu Hakusho, that's pretty much the same.
I know.
So what I'm hoping is at some point, Genkai locks his ass up in a cave that's full of pain and danger.
Okay. Before anyone writes anything in the comments, Dan hasn't seen Hunter x Hunter.
Hey, well, that is an extension of Yu Yu Hakusho, as far as I'm concerned.
Honestly, I am pretty sure Gon's father is Yusuke Urameshi.
And there you go. I have covered my bases.
Same creator.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm saving Hunter x Hunter because the moment I finished all of Yu Yu, I was so depressed. It's like, oh god, no. I don't want to go out there alone, Yu Yu Hakusho. I have to watch Naruto.
But as far as like repetitive episodes get with some always just okay, he's gonna cook and then they're gonna like it. I have to wonder like what they're going to do to mix it up because he really hasn't encountered any of these like rivals yet. Like he hasn't had any cook-offs against these people who could well be better than him.
Yeah.
So I have to wonder what they're going to do with that if they make it work in an interesting way.
That's true. Episode 4 cut off with his first cook-off against the guy.
Right.
Yeah.
That could show us like where the series is headed if he like immediately hits a wall or
if their ability to write cook-offs is just total fucking garbage.
Yeah,
right?
Like,
Yeah.
Because one of my issues, pretty much the only issue I ever had with Yakitate Japan was it had like that same issue, kind of like with Initial D was. He just never lost to anybody. Well, in Initial D, he lost one race. In Yakitate, he lost one cook-off.
Real quick, gotta check. When did that happen in Initial D? Was it like the 3rd season or something?
Season 2. He faces like some dude, like I forgot like what had happened, but like he was at some sort of disadvantage that completely fucked him, and yeah, he ended up losing the race by a small margin.
I remember that episode.
Yeah. Yeah, and it affected him throughout like the rest of that season.
I'm just really happy that in this shonen series, the main character isn't a dumbass. He's just not familiar with all the terms they use for cooking. So they got to write a guy who doesn't know things for the audience's sake, and he isn't a fucking inbred retard like Takumi.
Yeah. Like I will say though, like we were talking about the science earlier, and I feel like because Jeff was talking about like you just see him like do like a quick, fast cooking montage, and then like people love his food. But like, I think what helps it for me is that he does like step forward and go, "I did this amazing thing, and that's why."
And yeah,
and like so it's not like you're just like, oh well, I guess he just made some really cool food. It's like no, like he explains what he made and why it's good.
That's why this is so amazing. And Gourmet Girls really fell flat for me because like in Gourmet Girls. The only time they did that is they were like, oh, my grandma used less salt and used more sugar because I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I wish they did that more often. But then the only other thing they did like that was like, hey, remember how your mom's a bitch and fucks things up? I fucked up one of these things, lol.
Yeah.
What did they call that? The Russian roulette?
Omelet?
Whatever?
Oh, the Russian...
Yeah.
What I think was a sandwich.
Oh yeah, the Russian roulette
sort of
sandwich.
Yeah.
It's like one of them had like pepper in it or something, like sort of peppers in it.
But yeah, I really like that about this. So even though visually it's like, yep, he's just being anime fast at cooking, they do explain like this is why it's good, not because I'm doing it out of feels.
Yeah.
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 And like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I really, really enjoy this one. I mean, like I'm a bit of a sucker for shonen tropes. Not as much as Bob, because I stopped watching Bleach.
But how much DBZ do you own?
You know what, Dan? Fuck you, all right?
What?
I don't bring up like any of your like horrible ex-girlfriends.
Yeah. And I don't own them on Blu-ray.
Fair.
Every day is a choice, Jay. You don't have to own that much DBZ.
Dan, I am this far in. There's no pulling out.
So you look.
I am balls deep.
You enjoy. You're looking forward to Dragon Ball Super. Was it Super Dragon Ball?
Yeah, Dragon Ball Super. Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
And you were probably just like, son
Happy-
of a bitch, I have to buy more.
Happy birthday to me. Woo!
Yep, it is Jay from AilsNote.com's
Happy
birthday.
I'm fucking old.
And they fucking announced that shit. Just to be like, guess what, asshole?
Yeah, like, I don't know how much I've actually mentioned it, like, on this podcast. I don't know if I mentioned it all, but I have, like, this horrible love-hate relationship with Dragon Ball where, like, it was this classic nostalgic series for me. I identify that it isn't necessarily that great, but it has all this nostalgic factor for me that I really love, and I just can't let go of it. And then, like, all this new stuff, it's like, oh my god, this is actually a lot worse than the old stuff. And, yeah, Toriyama just won't stop making it.
This is where me and Jay will just never see eye to eye. Because Jay's like, Battle of Gods is a shit DBZ movie. And then I go, but like every DBZ movie is a shit DBZ movie. And Jay looks at me like I'm a fucking tiny Hitler. Like,
Well,
The
you
cycle
are
continues.
kind of a fascist, racist piece of shit.
oh yes, clearly to a T.
You are the whitest motherfucker on this podcast.
I am the whitest motherfucker, one might even say.
Yeah.
I am downright translucent.
All right, I'm just saying you're obviously wrong.
But I can't be fascist or racist when the comedy group I formed had basically like a shitload of ethnicities in it. Like, and you can count Bob as like at least 2 or 3. He doesn't know.
So
Look
yeah,
at that skin pigment. That's
yeah, I'm about to
weird.
say that's off white as hell.
Yeah. If we count Bob from how he looked in middle school skin tone wise, and now, that's like at least 4 different ethnicities. I remember every time I'm handed that picture, here's your 14th birthday, and I'm like, who the fuck's that? Oh, wow, Bob got pale. like it's incredible. But in any case, yeah, no, this anime is good. DBZ movies aren't. Jay, do you have any other comments about Food Wars?
Other than just, I really fucking love this one. This is like one of my favorites. Like I would put this. Oh god, I'm trying to think of like all the ones that we've seen. Like this may be my second favorite series I've watched so far for this podcast.
Huh.
Like Barakamon's still number 1. Like I like it more than Assassination Classroom and Yatterman Night. Like it's just like it's for me. I would say it's right underneath Barakamon.
I would say that I probably liked this. I liked this less than Shirobako. Like, Shirobako's main problem was that it was not in a language that I can understand on an audio level. That's the animation production. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. I know. I actually that just said that. I'm like, oh shit, Shirobako was really good.
yeah, it was really
so
good.
I put this on the same tier because I had that like right below.
Because I feel like
Barakamon.
Barakamon and Shirobako
animation
and this and like maybe one other anime or all that absolute top tier animes we've watched for WeeaBoots.
Yeah, like this is definitely like
Blood Battle. Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say Blood Blockade, Battlefront, this Food Wars that is, and Shirobako and Barakamon are the 4 best animes of WeeaBoots in my opinion.
Something Nichijou.
Well, we
Don
just
Shikoko say no Nichijou? Is that what you're talking about? We need to review that next week? Okay.
I'm down for that.
I'm down for that too.
I love it.
I want
Let's
to
just
watch more
continue
of that.
watching ones that I've seen, so it's easy for me.
yeah, just like
Dan, let's review Mega Man 3 for GigaBoots. Okay.
Yeah, like, I kind of feel like this podcast is a little lacking because like the first anime we're like it's all right. Some of us liked it. Some of us were.
I mean, we sort of went into what the deal with it was.
Yeah, and then
it's just that there really wasn't much to go into.
And I feel like we're just gonna like this one. We kind of ran into the same issue. It's like it's really fucking good. Here's why. That's it.
I don't know. Like, to some extent, I find it interesting to be like, yeah, I am concerned about the shonen arc and whether or not that in the hyperbole will get tiring over time.
Yeah.
It is amusing so far.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I like so far I feel like they've done such a good job that like even if it hits some stumbling blocks, I don't think it would drop in quality enough to hurt it to where it'd be just not worth watching anymore.
Oh, okay.
Like I imagine like the worst this series could ever drop to because like right now I'm sitting this at like a high 9, you know, because like I said like Barakumon's still like my 10, so like this is sitting at like a good high 9 for me. Like I couldn't see this going below a 7.
Gotcha. I kind of side with Jeff here, where the shonen tropes and whatnot do kind of lessen it to me, like the experience. Not the hugest fan of that sort of thing, but it's definitely better than random faffing, which is what Gourmet Girl.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad that there's a structure to it just so it isn't that. Because if he just stayed at the diner for the whole series and it was just like, another person came in and then they challenged me because of this, or hey, these problems came up with these bullies from school, so I cooked this, that would be way worse.
yeah.
Random faffing just would not work for what this series' humor is, I think. But yeah, I really like it. Bob, you really like it too?
I do. One thing I found really interesting is when they have these ridiculous reactions. Sometimes they will actually describe like what has happened
Yeah.
to them, and then
I
so
feel I feel like they're trying to cover censors there. They're like, it felt as though I was being groped by a squid. Just so you know, this isn't real.
Right, well, there's that one, but then
taking a bath with a gorilla.
Right,
Well,
the Take a
God,
Bath
that was great.
Girl one was pretty
Yeah.
great. And then the people who they say these things to are just like astonished, like, what the heck does she mean by that?
Yeah, but the thing is, I was like, oh, another deep metaphor.
Right.
It's like her palate is so refined.
Yeah, like
It's not that she's mentally crippled or anything.
That's what I'm gonna start doing. The sandwich is like running through the plains of Africa.
Because you've totally done that. Sometimes Jeff gets bored and flies his plane over to Africa just to run through their planes.
Instant transmission.
Yeah. Because you're cool like that, Jeff.
Wait, I would have had to have been there first, though, right? That's how that works? Instant
I don't think so.
transmission?
no.
It's just cheating, so
I
you're
think
fine.
the US dub might have had something that
Yeah, I'm
implied
pretty
that.
sure he said, like, I can go anywhere as long as I've seen it before. And
Yeah,
then he's
I
like,
think
check it
he's-
out. That's why I went to King Kai's
I'm
place.
pretty
and
sure
stole
he
his
fucking
sunglasses.
said that before.
Right, yeah, right. The English dub is okay.
Fucking stupid.
Is garbage.
So that wasn't an actual plot point.
Oh yeah, like,
For one, instant transmission is literal magic.
Yeah,
Like that, it not being magic is kind of an invention of the US dub. Because they're like,
Neither-
hey, I learned this technique.
yeah. Actually, it's not magic, but I don't.
Okay, so it's not magic?
No. Like in the English dub, he says that like like he can like any place he can picture he can go to. I think
Oh, yeah, I think that's how he worded it.
like something like that, and that like it turns him into a beam of light.
Yes.
Those are the two things he says in English dub. In the Japanese version, he needs a key signature to lock onto. As long as he can pick up on someone's key, he can teleport to them. The way it works is that he basically travels between space. Yeah, he literally like travels like basically like between dimensions.
Yeah, it's the idea of curved space-time
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
multiverse, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so that's how that
Interstellar.
works. Where and they actually like make a differentiation between that and like the way like Supreme Kai teleports. Because like I think like he just like his is like literally like an instantaneous movement. Like he goes from one location to the next without switching between dimensions. It's weird.
Gotcha. Well, now that we've
Semantics.
cleared all of that up,
Wait, one last thing.
yes,
Ah, crap.
Jeff.
Damn it! Okay, podcast over apparently because Jeff doesn't fucking remember.
That would be a good spot to just end it. One more thing. Ah, crap. But anyway, now it was about DBZ, so we can move on.
No,
No,
really,
no,
I'm
go
kidding.
ahead.
We have the
Man.
DBZ expert taking your calls.
Right?
Right.
What was I gonna?
That's it.
Mr. J from Hail
Oh.
Sion here to answer your DB
Why?
questions.
Why did he take the Saiyan capsule back after he learned instant transmission, and then he just
Well, because he had
travels
to
back?
leave Frieza's planet.
Okay.
Like Planet Namek.
Dragon Ball is horribly fucking contrived, and they needed a reason for Trunks to kill Frieza. There's your answer. Yeah, like he goes back on that friggin' spaceship, like on the spaceship, even though he knows the instantaneous movement. He could have easily locked onto anyone's key signature, you know.
Anywhere around.
He was just
Earth.
going to jump in there at the last moment to save him if he had to, but he didn't.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, Frieza was already there.
Right? He could have just killed any of them.
Yeah, and it's one of the many, like, past the Frieza arc is where Dragon Ball's quality starts declining, and then the Majin Buu saga hits, and it just drops like a fucking cinder block. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that one was pretty bad.
huh?
I remember, like, even when I was a kid loving DBZ, by the time that came out,
Yeah.
I was like, this sucks.
Yeah, and thing is
Yeah.
though, Dragon Ball GT is the one that everyone shits on. It's like, no guys, Z was getting really bad before then.
Yeah, I think people just shit on GT because everyone knows Toriyama had nothing to do
Yeah,
with it. So
yeah,
they're
it's
just
like, I mean,
that's why it was bad.
Yeah,
Toriyama
like-
didn't do it.
Yeah,
And
like
plus,
I mean,
it's easier to be like, well, the end part of Z, that was bad.
yeah.
yeah.
Because who does that? No, it's just like, well, GT's fully separated itself. We can just say that's bad.
Why did
I
they
like
make a Garlic Jr. saga?
oh,
Why did they bring him back?
okay. Garlic Jr. Saga was a filler arc that took place in between Frieza and Trunks' arrival because they were giving the manga time to, you know, develop
Okay,
more
so
chapters.
It wasn't part of the actual.
No, like they had Garlic Jr. like the movie character, and they were like, you know, we could kind of shove this movie into continuity, just kind of crowbar it in there and just say it was part of the series, and then they threw Garlic Jr. in and gave him an arc.
Okay, so it wasn't supposed to be like he came back. It was just like,
Yeah, like he never...
ignore the movie, now he's in the show.
Well, no, you're supposed to watch the movie, because it does directly tie into the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a sequel to that movie, but like it's basically like, because none of the movies are supposed to be part of the series continuity, but every so often they'll just kind of crowbar one of the movies into continuity. GT does that with a few of the movies.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Jay taking DBZ questions took so long that I've been incapacitated again. Hey everyone, I'm on this mic.
All right.
I want to be on that mic too.
Too bad. It's
Too bad you
only
can't
enough
project,
for one.
bitch.
Can't. We had to do this earlier when you were in the bathroom. They were like, talk loud into the mic. I was like, hello. Hello, I'm so loud.
Maybe if I say I'm loud, it'll be like I'm actually
I
loud.
had to visualize it.
You had to find the loud Jeff within.
But then he didn't.
Yeah.
So we waited
did
until
not.
you got
You're the
out.
shittiest shonen hero ever.
You know.
So I guess all that we really got left is the intros and outros to Food Wars.
Oh yeah. It was okay.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about
believe-
both of those.
The outro was alright. I don't remember.
I remember both of them being perfectly serviceable. I
Yeah.
thought like the intro was catchy. It did its job. The visuals looked nice. I didn't think it was great. Didn't think it was bad. It was perfectly serviceable for what it needed to be.
Yeah, I feel like the intro and outro kind of bring this series down because they're not as creative or funny or anything as
Yeah.
the series is.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. But yeah, it's not absolutely terrible. It's just kind of...
Yeah, just okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Which is unfortunate. We didn't get to see any good intros or outros this week.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate. Well, in any case, thanks for joining us for this episode of WeeaBoots. See you next week!
Thanks for listening to this episode of WeeaBoots. Go check out our video game coverage over at GigaBoots on YouTube and consider supporting us via Patreon so we can continue making WeeaBoots. Jay from HailZeon.com is HailZeon on YouTube, and our theme song is Android by Luckhash. You can check out more music from Luckhash at www.luckhash.com. Oh, and if you could, write a review for us on iTunes.
GigaBoots has been brought to you by the support of our producers Vincent Poverk and Cywolf via our Patreon. Consider becoming a GigaBoots patron today.